Time now to be inspired and learn how we can play our part as good citizens, not just here in South Africa, but globally. 16 years ago, when Karen Moss's son was born in South Africa with clubfoot, she ensured that she got him the best treatment she could find. Now, after her son's successful treatment by Dr. Ignacio Ponseti, I hope I've pronounced that right, in the US, she then started STEPS Clubfoot Care here in South Africa back in 2005 to promote the Ponseti method of clubfoot treatment. Today, the 3rd of June, is commemorated as World Clubfoot Day in honor of the great work done by the late Dr. Ponseti, who was born on this date. And we're joined now by Karen herself and orthopedic surgeon Dr. Marie Tiata, as well as Nompi Motisi, who has brought her unbelievably gorgeous Okwam with as well, who is a clubfoot patient. You can tell by what he is wearing this morning. Guys, welcome to it. It's always weird having to summate the journey that you are on collectively together as individuals and as an organization in 5 minutes. But we're going to try to do that today. Maybe, Dr. Tiata, I can start with you. How would you classify medically clubfoot? What is it?
So, clubfoot, or the scientific term, is congenital talipes equinovarus, and essentially what that means.
Rolls off the tongue, yeah.
And essentially what that means is it's a deformity of the foot and ankle, where the foot is turned inwards and downwards, as you can see in this model. It's called congenital because it is from birth that you can notice it, and essentially the foot is rigid in this position. So that's what we call clubfoot. 80% of clubfoot is idiopathic, which means that it's a normal child with just the clubfoot, and 20% are associated with other abnormalities like a neurological disorder or a syndrome.
So it's one thing coming to terms with the diagnosis, but you immediately want to do something about it. Where does treatment begin? This is obviously something that you would know intimately, having to gone through it yourself within your own family, but now in a much broader,
it's
framework.
very important to get treatment as early as possible. The earlier, the better. You can start in the first week or two of life.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and babies start having their casts weekly, and they have a full leg cast bent at the knee, and it's taken off every week, replaced with another cast. And what the doctor's doing, or the nurse or the physiotherapist, is stretching that foot, manipulating it, and then casting it into a new position. And gradually, because of the actual kinematics of the foot, it pulls into a straight position, pushed outwards, and then they do a very minor treatment, which is done with local anesthetic to cut the Achilles tendon, which on an adult would be excruciating, but on a baby it regenerates longer, but within 3 weeks, and then they go into the next phase, which is boots and bar. And that's where the parents come in, because we're very much part of the treatment, and I'm a great advocate for supporting families, because people like Nompi are doing this every single night. And right now, Okwab is in his brace for 23 hours a day, and he'll wear that for 3 months, then he'll start to just wear it at night.
He's rocking his brace.
He's
rocking his brace this morning.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is an amazing thing. There is so much that you need to do here, and as much as it seems like a procedure, first of all, the human body is an amazing thing. That is just mind-blowing in itself, but this must have been quite an emotional journey for you to go through as a parent. How did you feel when, obviously, the condition was identified and before you could take these steps, and what steps meant for you in terms of that relationship?
All right, so I was fortunate enough because the doctors picked it up at my 20-week scan.
Oh, okay.
So that gave me time to do my research, just to get my head around what is clubfoot. So I was able to do my research, and while I was on Google, I found that there is STEPS organization website, which I went into. It helped me a great deal, because on the website there are links that you can go into. You can also download PDF files on the website. So I managed to download Ponseti for Parents, which answered all the questions I had about clubfoot.
What difference has this started to make now? Because obviously this is step by step. It really is. Have you seen a change in Okwam? How do you feel about the process now?
Absolutely. It's been an amazing journey, and I would like to thank Karen and my family for the whole thing, because they've been with me since day one. So his feet were inward, so you can see now that they are straight. So it's quite a
He's
journey.
happy about it as well.
It is definitely quite a journey, which it's challenging, but with all the support and with the support, it's quite manageable.
He's just loving this. I've never seen a baby more TV ready in my life. Well,
He's fascinated by the
You're
lights.
a little legend. No, it's the content, okay? It's my voice. So, I think the most important thing here is to shed light, first of all. That's what the yellow is about, is to promote the awareness around this.
Yes.
Doctor, maybe I can start with you. What's the first step that a parent, what does a parent need to consider if they find themselves in this situation, and how do we start the process of engaging with steps or engaging with a process of healing?
So, as Karen mentioned, the earlier we start treatment, the better, because babies' feet in the first week or two of life are really soft and malleable, and the Pranseti treatment works the best then. So, first of all, parents need to take a nice deep breath and realize that we can treat this, and that these feet can be absolutely normal. This child will walk and run and play like a normal child. I would advise Googling, if you Google Clubfoot South Africa, you'll find two very good websites, so clubfoot.co.za and steps.org.za, which gives you all the information to parents. It gets you in contact with the Steps charity, as well as the links, as Nompi has mentioned.
Nompi, I can see you are dealing with this in a fantastic way and being strong for your boy, which is what I'd expect from any mom.
Definitely.
As a mom who has been through this process, what advice do you have for someone who is just entering into this phase?
Well, I think I just remember telling quite a lot of parents that it'll be all right. And I think when you first have a child that's not normal, you know, inverted commas, and the child is, of course, completely, you know, a child, and you love that child, but you worry about their future, and are they going to, the dad's always, are they going to play soccer?
I mean, I've got a 2-year-old boy, so I can't help but mirror exactly what you're
Yes, and you go through a lot of, obviously a lot of worrying times in the beginning, but once you've had that first Pranseti cast and you see how quickly the foot responds, and you see the other mums in the clinic, because the clinic's weekly, and you see people through all phases of treatment. We support about, I think it's almost 30 clinics around the country now, and trained over 600 medical professionals. So from one mum, that's all kind of grown, and I think every mum and dad have the strength to take their child through this journey, and the Clubfoot kids are incredible kids as well. So they're inspiring it to us.
Big things, Okwam. Expecting big things, little guy. You're an absolute champion. I'm going to say to every corporate out there, if you are a business leader listening to this right now, go and support Steps as an organization. Go and support this community. And if you're a parent entering into this phase of life, there is a community, there is a family waiting to connect with you. If you'd like to get any information about Clubfoot, we've been giving you some resources already, but you can visit globalclubfoot.com is one website. We'll put all of the other resources that we can find on our website as well. More information about Steps, Clubfoot Care, NPO, and how you can help. Then you can head on over to steps.org.za. There is a community waiting to support you. So we're going to see you. You can let that sink in for just a moment. I'm going to take a moment to enjoy the company of Okwam and his beautiful little gaze. Ladies, thank you so much. We'll see you after the break.